Hello there, and a very warm welcome back to this video series covering our Transalpine adventure. Now this episode will actually cover 2 days, as will all episodes going forward from now on, in an effort to make the whole thing a little bit more concise and action-packed. As you can see, the weather was not really pretty for our second day. We had some dry spots in between, but it was mostly rain. Nevertheless, we still had great fun on the road. After crossing the border into Austria, we found this little trail. Now, because of its prominence in the region, I would guess that on sunny days this trail is probably swarming with hikers. So if you intend to follow our route exactly, please be careful here. Anyways, the whole thing was great fun to ride because it was not really challenging. But we hadn't planned on taking this exact trail, which is why we are often at a loss when we come to intersections like these.
Was ist das da vor uns?
Das ist der Jakobsweg da, das da. Und das da geht nach Telstage-Petnau.
Okay, Letztreise Jakobsweg.
Okay, Jakobsweg, ja.
Now at one point our trail ran parallel to a mountain road. Here we went a little bit slower than we would have liked because we were afraid of kicking rocks downhill and hit some cars with them.
Jo.
But after crossing the road it was all smooth sailing again.
Jo.
Auf dem
After arriving in the Inn River Valley, we followed the river along some forest roads and later asphalt surfaced roads to get to the town of Sils. There we would have our next mountain climb towards the town of Kütai. Now shortly before we had reached the town of Sils, the rain got so bad that we decided to take our lunch break right then and there under a highway bridge and wait for better weather.
Schnick, schnack, schnuck. Schnick, schnack, schnuck.
Here you can see me winning a small package of Nutella that we had taken from the hotel as a small luxury addition to my lunch break. The weather didn't get better, so we started our ascent in the rain. Well, actually, the weather soon got better. About an hour into our ascent towards Kütai, the sun suddenly broke through the clouds and we were able to put away our rain gears. From here on out, we could enjoy the rest of our ascent in the warm summer sun.
Mach noch kurz hier. Ja.
After passing the town of Kütai, we ran into another problem. While climbing a forest road up to our intended mountaintop, we could suddenly hear thunder in the distance. We checked our map and our weather app and realized that we had to get off this mountain quickly. Now I checked my GPS and quickly found a small trail running downhill. But once we had arrived at the trailhead, we actually realized it was prohibited for bikes. Why, I can't exactly tell, but you should know that riding on prohibited trails carries a hefty fine in Austria. Anyways, because of the thunderstorm closing in on our position, we had not much of a choice in this matter. Now, the entire trail was covered top to bottom with this surface of mostly fallen pine needles and a lot of dried twigs and pine cones. Due to the rain we had the entire day, the whole thing was really slippery and difficult to ride.
Boah, das ist so krass, wie da.
But all in all, it was a really fun descent, and we made it downhill before the thunderstorms hit. You can get a short glimpse of the thunderstorms in the distance here. And with this you can probably understand why we chose this way in particular, despite the fact that it was prohibited and we really didn't know what awaited us. After we had successfully completed the trail, it was just another road taking us downhill towards the town of Alps. Well, not only road, because shortly before the town of Ötz, we found this small urban trail. A friendly draft camp had offered us to stay the night in one of their storage closets as a hotel room. For us, this was a nice opportunity, because it saved a little bit on the hotel costs. Anyways, sleeping was a little bit rough, so the next morning we rewarded ourselves with a nice breakfast on the shores of the Ötz River. From here on out, we had pretty much only road and uphill cycling planned for our third day.
Eine Kuhweide hier links.
Because we had plenty of time, we chose to do a little bit of sightseeing and visit the Stubenfall, you can see right here.
Kann man es eigentlich empfehlen, mit dem Rad hochzufahren?
While cycling along the Ötz River, we met some local farm animals, and we took our time with them as well, because we really did not have big plans for this day. After arriving in the town of Sölden, we realized that in the local bike park there was a small trail that would bring us closer to our destination. So after a short discussion, we decided to take the lazy road and use a gondola shuttle to get us up the hill. The whole thing saved us all in all probably about 200 meters of hard work for elevation, but in turn we got a super awesome, technical and flowy descent down the mountainside. As you can see here, it was a little bit more technical in the upper section. Between our two black-rated downhill trails, there was this little red-rated connecting trail. It was a really fun ride, despite the fact that we had to pedal uphill on some sections. Our next trail started with this short wooden feature and afterwards some great flow sections through the grass-covered mountainsides. In the distance, you can see our goal for the day. It is the town of Vent, located at the foot of this pyramid-shaped mountain you can see here at the end of the valley. After the flowy section, it got a little bit more technical again. I was really struggling on my hardtail here, mostly because there are a lot of different small ditches cut across the trail. I suspect some of those have been actually put in by the trail builders as a form of speed control on this shared hike and bike trail. Now here Clemens also had another crash. We finally reached the road and were really happy about our decision to take the gondola shuttle. It had given us a great trail at basically no expense. According to our original plan, this day would have included only roads and had worked as a little bit of a recovery day. But with the addition of the gondola shuttle, we were able to combine recovery with super awesome trails. We also met this little fella, but clearly I was not as interesting as the grass. We finally reached the town of Vent, where we had booked a hotel for the night. Here we took some time to wash our clothes and ate dinner in a really nice restaurant. This was to strengthen us for the following day. What was to come is probably one of the craziest mountain crossings I have ever attempted. So if you want to know more, stay tuned for our next episode, where we will talk about this mountain crossing. And until then, see ya and have a good one.
Jo. Hier vor uns der beste Grund, um nach Österreich zu kommen.